Hello everyone, welcome back. Alyssa here, nutritionist and gut expert, and tonight we're gonna chat about stress because y'all are stressed out, like buzzing around town. Mind is always on. You guys are just constantly spinning. You're worrying, you're wondering, you're constantly thinking about food and what foods are causing the reaction, and should I take out this food, that food, and did my husband do the dishes right, and am I gonna make it to the toilet? Does that person think I look pregnant because I look so bloated? Am I gonna be straining to poop? Am I gonna get blood in my poop? Oh my God, like the list goes on, right? Like constantly spinning, constantly. I see you guys, constantly stressing. And we did a whole week this week. I'm talking about stress inside our free Facebook group. If you're not already in there, come on over. It's the Love Your Guts IBS support group. And so many people have been tapping into these videos and resources that we've been doing. But the big thing is that I'm finding a lot of people are still constantly looking for the supplements and the things that they need to do to fix the gut so that their stress goes down. And the thing is that it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It's not the stress going away from your gut being healed. It's the stress goes away to heal your gut. Okay, the stress has to go away to heal your gut. You can't heal your gut with just foods and supplements. It doesn't work that way. If you're buzzing around town and you're so stressed out, gosh, that's what causes damage and deficiencies in your gut. And so one of the videos we did in our free Facebook group this week was talking about all the damage and deficiencies that stress alone will cause to your gut. And so I'm gonna run this baby home here because it's Thursday. And we're almost wrapping up this week on this whole stress thing. And I'm just going to tell you right here, right now, that you're going to need to address your stress levels in order to fix your gut. And you cannot out-supplement that. All right, Beth saying stress definitely upsets my stomach. You, my friend, are not alone. You're not alone. I mean, so many of us, when we really start to pause and slow down long enough, we kind of look back and are able to really draw the connection, like draw the dots together, and we're like, holy smokes. I didn't realize how much the stress was like rocking me to my core, right? Really affecting my gut health. And so, guys, I wanted to come in tonight and talk to you guys about natural remedies to relieve stress. And I'm going to start with the one that you don't want to hear, and then we'll finish off with the one that you're really looking for. Does that sound good? So the very first thing that no one wants to hear, but you need to hear, is that you need to stop trying to control the things that you cannot control. There's no quick fix for this one. There's no supplement for that, baby. The natural remedy for lowering your stress, the very first thing, I'll get you some actual supplement recommendations in a hot second here. Stay with me. That supplement is going to be irrelevant if you don't nip the number one here. You cannot try to control things that you have no control over. And the thing that I've been talking to so many people this week, and I'm hearing a lot of different patterns happening, like at home, right? Like, for example, many of you guys are at home right now, your kids are at home, and you're trying to work during this time if you're still working. And I'm hearing a lot of moms in particular who are really struggling to do all the damn stuff with work and house cleaning and managing the kids and cooking and everything. And if their kids would just do what they're fucking told, that's what they're telling me. They just do what they're told, that would just make my life so much easier. Right? Or if my husband would just clean the dishes the way I like to clean the dishes, or clean the house the way I want the house cleaned, right? So we're trying to, first and foremost, stress. One of the number one causes of stress is when you're trying to control things outside of yourself that you have no control over. Now, the second thing that we often try to control that we don't really have control over are our symptoms. right? And so what's happening is you've got diarrhea or constipation or gas or bloating, and you're so desperate for relief that what happens is, let's say you have diarrhea and you need to leave the house and like go somewhere. You're so terrified of whether you're going to make it to a bathroom, and what's making it worse right now with this whole COVID thing is everything's closed. So when you leave the house, there's no bathrooms out there. Everything's locked up like Fort Knox. You're not going to be able to get to a bathroom. So your options are like the ditch, your car. I've had clients who, when they came into the program, were carrying baby wipes and puppy pads in their car because they couldn't make it to toilets. And what, again, makes it worse right now, there's no toilets available. So you so desperately don't want that situation to happen. And so in order to try to take control back, you're starving yourself. You skip food. You're avoiding drinks so you can try to control your bowel movements. And that's stressful as fuck because that doesn't work. Right? And what happens is you end up feeling worse. You're exhausted. You guys are exhausted. You feel so sluggish. You got brain fog and fatigue and memory issues, all this shit going on, right? And so you take the foods out, you take the drink out, you like go to the Imodium. You're like, give me all the freaking Imodium so that I can go out of the house. I'll deal with the constipation that comes from taking too much Imodium for the next 2 days, and then bam, you're back into diarrhea. Right? And then there's the people who are constipated, right? And they're feeling so heavy and full and bloated. And so again, to try and maintain control, try to get control back over your life and control over your health, to feel like you're not out of control. Again, same pattern, skipping meals, avoiding meals. Like I'm hearing people saying, I intermittent fast. If you're intermittent fasting every day, that's not intermittent fasting, that's starvation. Intermittent fasting should be done at most 3 times a week, right? If you're doing that every single day, you're just under eating and you're starving your body. And so a lot of people who feel that like bloat and constipation, they feel like they have nothing left in their stomach, like no more room. And so they're restricting their food to try to make their stomach flat again, to try to reduce the bloating. This tight grip on life to try to get control back is going to stress you the hell out because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And so what happens is while you're trying to figure out what's causing the problem, you take a food out, right? You're like, I'll take this food out. Maybe it was that food. And then that didn't work, so you take out this food. And then that food, like you're trying to gain control, and your symptoms are still all over the freaking place. And that is stressing you the hell out because you can't get control over it. Who here feels me on this one? If you're watching this and this is you, and you're trying to get control back, you're trying to maintain control in your life, and you're feeling like all over the place, out of control, and it's stressing you the hell out because you can't figure out what's causing symptoms, the number one thing that you need to do is let go. Let go. Stop trying to control things that you can't control. You can't control your husband, how he does the dishes. God bless him, right? I'm using that as an example, right? You can't control your kids and whether they're doing their homework. You can't. You can't. You might think you can. You think you can make them sit down and force them to do it. You can't control that, right? You can't control. You can't control your coworkers. You can't control your boss. You can't control the public right now. You can't control what other people are thinking about you and whether they think you look pregnant because you're looking 7 months pregnant with all this bloating. You can't control that stuff. And so if you're the type of person that's trying to do all the things, if you're the type of person that, you know, typically people come to have you do it because you can do it faster, better, whatever, or if you're the type of person that when other people try to give you help, you're like, oh no, I'll take care of it. It's just easier if I take care of it. That, my friend, is control. Masked as I just do it better. I can do it faster. Don't worry about it. I got it. And you guys are walking around carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders here, and this control thing is got you so stressed that your gut is in knots. Okay, so you got to let go of the shit you can't control. And the best thing that you can do to remedy your stress is focus on what you can control. And what you can control is how you're reacting to situations, whether you are doing things that are in service to your body or not. So for example, how many times have you said yes to something when you really want to say no? Right? How many times have you said yes when you want to say no to stuff? In fact, take a quick scan through your life. You'll know right away when you think about this. I'm going to ask you, do you have something going on in your life right now that just like makes you cringe? Like there's some commitment that you've got going on. You've agreed to something, and every time you think of it, you're like, oh fuck, like I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to deal with that. Like I can't wait till this thing is over. If you have that feeling about anything in your life right now, you need to end that shit stat. You need to go, if it's a situation like a relationship, if it's an agreement you have with somebody, a work engagement, like something like that, you need to go end that relationship. Go make a shift, make a change in that department so that you can get back in alignment for your health. Okay, so focus on what you can control. You can focus on what you can control, meaning saying no instead of constantly saying yes to try to people please. All right, you can control what you're putting in your mouth. You can control how you are processing your emotions around your gut. There's two different types of people. There's the type of person who gets so enmeshed and attached to their symptoms that all they talk about is their pain. The type of person that all they see is their pain, focusing on what they can't control. What you can control is what actions can you go take today to regain your health. Right? Regain your health and take back control of your life. Can you go for a walk? Can you drink more water? Can you take out inflammatory foods like gluten and dairy? Can you eat more vegetables? Can you eat more protein? Do you need to have a hot bath and do some meditation? Do you need to do some deep breathing? Can you do these small things for yourself each and every day? That is something you can control. And when you focus on what you can control, you take back your control. You see that? You take back your control and it deflates your anxiety and your stress. It's like, I can breathe again. You have space to breathe again. Stop trying to control shit you can't control. Okay, now the second thing I want to talk to you guys about tonight, natural remedies for anxiety and stress, are adaptogenic herbs. Now, let me be crystal clear before I jump in here and share. There's 3 herbs I'm going to share with you tonight that are what we call adaptogenic herbs. And these herbs help you adapt to stress. Like you're a ninja, like pew, pew, like stress is coming at you and you were just dodging that shit. Okay? I'm going to teach you what these adaptogenic herbs are so that your body can adapt to stress. But promise me one thing. Do not take them if you're on medications. There's many of you guys that are taking a laundry list of medications. If that's you, here's what you need to do. Before you buy a single thing, you need to call your pharmacist and you need to ask them if there's any interactions with your medications. Sound good? Do not take these. Do not take these. I see you. Don't take these if you're on medications. Check with your pharmacist first. All right. So, adaptogenic herbs. You want to be a ninja. I see you. You're like, how can we dodge the stress? How can we work this, Alyssa? The very first herb. These are my 3 top herbs that I recommend for people who are like next level overwhelmed, buzzing around, stressed all the time. The very first one that I recommend is rhodiola. Rhodiola. Fantastic. The second one that you need to look into is holy basil. The third is ashwagandha. These are the top 3 herbs that I recommend that are adaptogenic herbs that help your body adapt to stress. Again, I'm going to reiterate for the people in the back. If you are on medications, do not take these before talking to your pharmacist. Sound good? All right. They interact with some medications. So please don't assume. Don't assume. Go check. All right. These These adaptogenic herbs are what allow your body to adjust, like work with your nervous system. Your nervous system is on high drive. We talk about this a lot, guys. When you're constantly stressed, no matter what you're thinking about, no matter what kind of stress it is, it's the feeling it leaves with you. Okay, it's the feeling it leaves with you. And so when we have high levels of stress all the time, it shuts off your digestive system like a light switch. And it turns on your fight or flight system. Okay, your fight or flight system is where it takes all the energy from your body, it takes all the energy from your gut, and it puts it into your limbs so that you can run away from the bear, run away from the stressor, run away from danger. And so when you're constantly spinning, stressing, worrying, wondering about your gut, if you have a part-time job with Google, stop that. Stop that. Stop Googling. If you have a part-time job with Google, what's happening is your mind is constantly spinning and wondering where you're doing, and that your body's not able to differentiate what type of stress it is. Okay, it can't tell. It just sees that you're spinning, and so it's thinking you're plotting to get away from that psychopath chasing after you, right? So again, turns on the fight or flight system so you can run away from danger. And then here's the problem, guys. Your digestive system's turned off over here. You go to eat a meal. Some of you are even eating and researching at the same time. And your gut is turned off. You're not breaking any foods down. And we've talked about this. When foods are sitting in the gut, rotting, fermenting, they create this gas buildup, and that's why you're bloating. Right? So adaptogenic herbs are what help to bring that nervous system down, saying, let's maybe just turn this light switch off so that we can turn the digestive system back on. Does that sound good? It helps your body to, again, adapt to stress so that it's not so highly reactive. Highly reactive. Another way that you can kind of tell if you're in this like fight or flight response all the time is if you are scared, like you easily, you know, your husband or your wife or your partner, whoever, friend, walks into, I don't know, the living room, wherever you're sitting, and they just like kind of come into your peripheral vision and you like jump out of your skin, your nervous system is on fire. Okay, so please guys, let's look at getting something like an adaptogenic herb in place, but that will be irrelevant if you've got such a tight grip on life that you're trying to control all the things that you cannot. So promise me you're going to stop trying to control the shit you can't control, and then you can look into something like these adaptogenic herbs. But before you start taking them, don't be a smarty pants. If you are taking any medications, check with your pharmacist. Repeat after me, check with your pharmacist, okay? And if you're in the clear and there's no interactions, then Bob's your uncle, get to it and become a ninja and start adapting to this stress so that you're not constantly in fight or flight. All right, guys? Cool as a cucumber. Take some deep breaths, bring it down, become cool as a cucumber. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Bye.